Hello. Yeah, the starts are just as awkward when it's on video. Just as awkward. So here we are, and you can see us maybe if you're watching on the visual medium, or you may not be able to see us. You may be listening in the traditional sense. Either way, we're here.
And so
everyone's here. People are involved. So we're here for obvious reasons. I'm not going to get into the details because we all know what's going on. We can't be physically with each other. We are not allowed to. Well, yeah, we're not. We shouldn't be. Morally, we shouldn't be.
So we're not.
So we're not, because we're moral kind of people.
That's right.
So instead, we have done this system. It may not be the perfect system. It took about 20 minutes to get this set up in the first place. So, sorry for any potential technical issues. We're doing our best. But you get to see our lovely faces.
Yeah. Speaking of which, some people may have never seen our faces before, so maybe we should
imagine that.
Introduce ourselves.
Imagine putting the voice to a face.
Indeed.
Scary.
So who are you?
I'm Ryan.
I'm Sam.
That's Sam.
Hello.
I'm Callum.
Only 3 of the 5 today.
Yeah, that's right.
Missing 2 of our boys.
Yeah, they might just pop up randomly because I chucked the link into the WhatsApp chat.
So they could turn up at any point.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We're going to do something of a wrap-up. Sort of,
yeah.
Because, the times we live in, there's not much film news.
No.
Because no one is filming and cinemas are not currently open.
Yes.
So, the only news really is bad news. The news is, things aren't coming out when we said they were.
Yeah.
That's the news.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
so good is just not. It's the March roundup is just March happened.
March happened. Nothing really happened in it, apart from being told, that thing you want to see, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer for it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but media is not confined to the room of the cinema.
Indeed.
There is a greater world out there, a world of streaming services and the like. And television, because apparently we do that now. So we're not, as much as there's some sad news, some businesses are thriving. I can imagine that Netflix are doing very well.
Yes, indeed. As are Disney Plus, I'm sure.
And despite the new competition, I bet you Disney Plus and Netflix it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Fine. We're both cleaning up. Let's not worry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a wrap up of March. What didn't we see in March?
What were we supposed to see in March?
What were we meant to see and didn't? Let's try find a list.
So there was going to be the release of A Quiet Place 2. Didn't happen.
That was going to be March. That didn't happen. It's a very quiet place.
Yeah, that was the closest to actual release before cancelling.
It was like
that I think any film got. It was like a week before.
Yep.
Which is mad.
It was 3 days.
Yeah. 3 days. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was Bloodshot released in the UK just before?
Yes.
It was indeed.
Oh, look,
Why is it?
Right.
Yeah.
It happened. Yay! We didn't. Oh, he's all blurred out as well.
Yeah, he's blurred out his background. You guys are so good at this.
David, we've already started. You've jumped in.
Oh, really? Brilliant. That's brilliant.
We've already kicked it off.
You what? Didn't wait
because we didn't know you were coming. You didn't give us any information. You just.
I was in the shower. I apologize.
Okay, no, fair enough. You need to be clean. That's acceptable.
Yeah, I do need to be clean.
Look at that.
So,
it's gone on red.
It's gone red.
Catch me up, lads.
What's happened to your camera, David?
I don't know.
Okay, it looks good.
It adds a bit of colour. It's fine.
Yeah.
What we were talking about so far was
talking about the films
nothing
that we didn't
has
see
happened
in March.
Hence this being the March roundup.
Okay.
That we didn't actually see anything because unless you did you see anything in the cinemas the week and a half of March we were allowed to?
It was so long ago.
It does seem like a lifetime.
I did. Let me just have a look. 1 second.
Oh, go on.
Shall I read out what
Oh,
came out?
Callum,
in March?
you've turned. He's back.
Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm just looking at my list. Just
Yeah,
We have already apologised for the janky quality of this potential podcast, so don't worry, David.
I think most podcasts have been doing that from what
Yeah, even like the professional ones that have money
I
and sponsorship.
I remember having
I
Funny,
saw
we could get
six
sponsored
films
by
in March.
NordVPN and HelloFresh and Casper mattresses. I fucking love that.
Squarespace, Ryan. That's where it's at.
Done.
I saw 6 films in March, it seems.
6 films in
Six?
March in like
Yeah,
the 2-week period you were allowed.
That's some good going.
Hit it with us. What did you see? Go.
I can think of 2 that I've seen. So
Mad.
I'm just going to write them down so I can come back in.
So we can just have a view of your forehead until then.
Exactly. 1 second.
That's what we're all here to see. That's
Professional.
why everyone's here.
1 sec.
I have to admit,
And
I regret not going to the barbers.
Yeah.
But watch
I mean, I get my hair cut home anyway, so it don't really matter.
I get my hair cut. at the
Oh,
cut-
wow.
Right.
That is a fringe.
I'm gonna.
Sam's got bangs.
All right, you know what? I'll see your bangs, and I'll read you.
Oh, shit. Oh, my lord.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. Pretty
I
sexy.
thought that was.
Yeah.
Mine was better.
Hang on. Yeah. Mad.
I mean, this is great for the podcast as well.
Yeah.
When-
We are
when
going to
it
upload
comes-
it to video, David. Don't worry.
Oh, wonderful.
We're going to do a video version.
Oh, well, I'm
I
glad.
know.
I'm
Glad
glad I
you showered.
The films I saw in the brief time I had a chance to was The True History of the Kelly Gang. I saw Onward. I saw The Hunt, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood for a second time. I saw Misbehavior, and I saw Military Wives.
Mad.
Yes,
I didn't know any of those had come out.
yes, indeed.
I'm
they-
Onward. I saw that, but I technically saw it in February because I saw it on the preview week.
and you told me that you liked it, and I have to say I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the 2 films I saw were February releases, and I already talked about them.
Who or what was that? What is happening? We're being abducted, ladies and gentlemen. We have been.
Well,
What is it?
a lot of people have joked that 2020's gone. So January we had World War III,
Yeah.
and then we had coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah.
April's got to be aliens.
Yeah, April's
Yeah.
clearly, whatever noise this
Yeah.
is aliens.
Speaking of which, what was that noise?
I don't know.
It
It wasn't in my vicinity, I don't think.
It wasn't in mine either.
wasn't here.
Interesting. David.
David. What kind
No,
He's gonna rip his skin off. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, film news and film facts of March. It was obviously the release of Disney Plus, so there's plenty to talk.
Yes.
Realistically,
That made things a whole lot easier.
did everyone get it?
Yep.
Yep.
Got it cheaper as well. Pre-ordered it.
$49.99, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saved about
other than-
£10.
Yeah. Other than obviously binging The Simpsons like absolute madman,
one season.
I've been watching The Mandalorian finally. I've done the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Sam, obviously you've seen it all at this point, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't. Oh, no, he did. He flew over, didn't he?
Yeah, flew
Yeah,
over.
Flew over.
He flew over every week.
Yeah.
Back when flying was a thing.
Yeah, back when you could do that.
Because it was
So-
such a long time ago, I'm rewatching it as it comes out.
Oh, nice. So what would you say is the episode to most look forward to that hasn't come out yet? Bear in mind the fourth one came out today or yesterday.
The 4th one I enjoy.
Okay.
I'd say it just keeps getting better and better.
Okay.
And then
Incremental.
and
Just
then
keeps-
and then it ends, and you're like, gotta wait till October now for the next one.
That's not too long though. As TV series releases go,
Yeah.
less than a year is pretty good.
Is everyone getting it in October then, season 2? Or do
I
we have
believe
to
so.
wait another 6 months?
That would be cruel and
That
unkind.
would be cool.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
we said last time, but turns out we've just lapped it up. So
Yeah.
Oh dear. The craziest thing about Disney Plus. Did you hear about something that we've spoken about before in great detail? Artemis Fowl.
Yeah.
Is it going straight on Disney Plus? Is that the
It
plan?
They're
is.
putting it straight on there, baby.
Yeah.
They're putting it straight on there, and that did not surprise me in the slightest.
No. There's rumours that New Mutants going to have a similar trajectory.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I found this out today, actually. In the UK, we have got the X-Men movies on Disney Plus.
That's right.
They do not in America.
Have we got all of them, or is it just some of them?
No, not all of them. We don't.
It's the
our
first
class
three.
is on there,
Yeah, the first three and Origins, I think,
and Days of Future Past.
and Days of Future Past. But in America, they haven't got any of them because FX still has them all in America. So that's weird.
So even though they have the Fox acquisition, it's not.
Yeah, it's still in terms of distribution, it's still the Fox, as in the TV, FX, the Fox-owned television show.
Yeah.
Right.
Still, because I don't think that was part of the acquisition. I don't think Disney brought FX.
No.
Right.
They only bought the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Which is
So they-
ironic because FX is basically Fox without the O.
Yeah, it is literally that.
You would have thought FX would be included when you buy Fox.
You'd think, but they couldn't buy certain parts of it, otherwise it'd be illegal.
They obviously couldn't afford the first and last letter.
Yeah, they could only afford the O.
Obviously, they would have FX, wouldn't they?
Oh no,
Yeah, we're only getting the O.
they got.
Or do they? They've got FX.
Yeah.
Well, it's bullshit then. What are they?
It's
Maybe
maybe
it's just
isn't
different.
it? I think it's the Fox News channel they didn't buy.
Oh, okay.
What
Maybe
a rubbish
maybe they just don't want to
To be
compete
honest.
with themselves, if that makes sense. If in America they're being shown on television, why would they not keep it on television? And
How long
I don't know.
the rights are.
Yeah, they probably have to wait for a certain amount of time before they can then put it on streaming.
I don't blame Disney for not buying the Fox News channel.
Yeah.
Well, again, it wasn't. I don't think it was their choice. I think it was a legal requirement.
What, you think they wanted it?
Possibly. I
Yeah,
don't
to shut it down.
know. Just get it and close it. Yeah. For some reason they didn't buy SBN, wasn't it? No, they couldn't buy. They couldn't buy something else because they already owned SBN.
They
They
couldn't buy Sky because
Yeah.
they're buying Fox or something.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be a monopoly. Which it feels like that anyway, but fine.
It kind of is. Don't they own
Yeah.
60%?
That's so silly. But
What else
the
is-
industry
what
is divided up in different ways and it's categorized in different ways, so it's odd. But yes, Disney Plus. What have we all been watching?
I've been watching Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
It's good, isn't it?
It's
good.
amazing. I love it. I love him so much.
It's a documentary series, The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I've only watched
It's
the
like-
first episode.
Yeah, it's like a really wholesome Louis Theroux. It's like
Yeah.
instead of dealing with like really in-depth, like intense subjects of like mental illness, drug addiction, whatever. It's just about like tattoos or shoes. Like it's like
Makeup.
really just mundane things, but he
Yeah.
makes them very interesting.
He gets a custom-made pair of sneakers at the end
He
of
does.
the episode.
And they're very nice.
And he gives you the option to not look at it.
Yeah, because he then
Which, no, he made a really good point. Like, the anticipation is actually better than the result.
so he said
Yeah.
don't.
You're actually
Don't do
better
it.
off not knowing about it.
Yeah,
In your head, it's better.
but yeah, he's very.
Exactly.
He's not presenting as much as someone's just filming him.
Yeah.
Like he's
Is
not
it-
presenting it in a traditional.
Does it not
sense.
come across a little bit staged in places?
It can do when they clearly put him in a certain location and say
Clearly
Jeff
can't
talk.
dunk like that. So,
Yeah. But he makes it seem quite natural just in his
yeah, he does.
delivery. Even if they wanted it to seem staged, he tries to make it seem not staged.
Speaking
But that's
of
under
stage,
the national. Go on.
sorry,
Go on.
in March I watched a show that I think was on Sky. I can't remember. I don't remember what it was on, but it was called The Heist. Now it was the second series of this show, and basically they get 8 normies, 9 normies, and they stage a bank robbery, and they steal £1 million from said bank. And it's all that obviously it's all fake, and they're aware.
Good, good.
But they actually have to plan it as if it was real, perform it as if it was real, and then they have to hold on to the money for 3 weeks but then there is like a police investigation team that are real police investigators. Some of whom have retired, some of whom are still in the force. They have to treat it like it's all real. Like they don't actually know who the contestants are, but they have to catch them. And if they don't catch them within those 2-3 weeks, then they get to keep the money. And it's a really good premise, and it is really fun. But there are
Has anyone done it yet?
So staged. Sorry.
Has anyone got the money yet?
In the series I watched, some people did get the money. Yeah,
Really?
I don't want to spoil it too much, but
isn't that just like evidence of like, you know what, the police aren't always going to catch you?
This is why I thought it was staged though, because there was bits in it where I was like, I think they wouldn't have caught this person if this person didn't do this thing that they would never have done in real life.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason is that they have to show that they will catch mostly everyone.
Yeah, they can't.
Give the audience a resolution, like, you know, you've been watching it and you want these people to succeed, so you have to let a few people win, and otherwise, like, the audience is going to say that was a bit of an anticlimax. So it's like they're sort of like doing a juggling act, and it was so staged in places, but it's good fun. Like I would recommend it just because it's good fun.
Would you have watched it if it wasn't for the current situation?
Yeah, I watched it before the current situation.
You watched it? Oh wow.
Yeah.
It seems like a kind of thing that you just put on because it's on.
Yeah, no, I went to a friend's house and they were like, you have to watch it. So we watched the whole series in 2 nights. So yeah, definitely worth a watch.
That's how you get into that sort of television. Wait, what are you doing, Cam?
I'll be right back. Carry on.
Okay, just leaving. Okay, fine, rude. So David, what have you been watching on Disney Plus?
I watched Lady and the Tramp.
Any good?
No. Well, okay, that's unfair. But it is another Disney live action remake, and
I mean, it went on straight to Disney Plus for a reason, I'm sure.
No, it's. I would say it was the same quality as all the cinema releases they've had.
Okay, so they could have put it in the cinema and it would have done.
It would.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is this is what probably due to what they think of the original property and how much draw it has.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they just put it on Disney Plus as a draw, I suppose, to have
something,
a big film in there to draw people in, because they've got a lot of TV shows on there, but they haven't really got any films as of yet.
Yeah.
To get people in, so it's probably what they used it for.
Yeah.
That
was what they were doing with Artemis Fowl as well, which is definitely not what they were doing.
Notable by their absence to the Spider-Man films in the MCU lineup.
Yeah, I literally got to that point. I'm doing a rewatch, and we haven't quite finished Civil War. We're just about to finish it. And I went, I'm going to get Spider-Man soon. And I looked and went, oh no, it's not here.
That was a shame.
Yeah, but that's because of, Sony and...
I mean, I've got them both on Blu-ray, so I don't know why I'm that good. But...
Yeah, but it's annoying that you can't just click on the next one, It's,
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I've actually been working my way backwards. I started with Endgame. And then I watched Infinity War and then Endgame, and then I just watched Captain Marvel last night. At some point I'm going to start from the beginning, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, we start from the beginning, and it's been a while since I've watched him in that order at all. I don't think I ever have.
Yeah,
and it's mad how much they were setting up so early on. You don't even think about it, but from the first Iron Man film, they knew what they were fucking doing.
They didn't quite know where they were going, but they knew they were.
But they knew what they were doing. Yeah, they knew.
They mastered the art of dropping things in there that they could easily pick up on, but also could be ignored if they wanted to.
Yeah. They laid the groundwork there. The cheap boys.
That's where the key.
Also, realised that the first couple of films weren't Disney.
Yeah, they were Marvel owned. Yeah, just Marvel.
It was Marvel. Distributed by Paramount.
Yeah,
I knew it started off like that, but I didn't know it was quite a few. It was Avengers Assemble, which is called here, but the Avengers was the last one that was just Marvel Studios. And then it was
Disney,
which is mad because you're so associated with Disney now that you wouldn't even think.
Yeah, indeed. Did you miss The Incredible Hulk when you didn't get?
Yeah, because that's not on there either.
Yeah, so I can't remember why. I don't remember who owns that, but
it's Universal, I think.
Universal's got it.
Yeah. No Spider-Man film the Marvel ones are on any streaming service yet?
No, Homecoming was on Netflix for a bit.
Yeah.
Then it went.
They might just be waiting.
Yeah.
And then the Incredible Hulk's on.
You can pay
Now
extra
TV.
to rent them through Amazon.
Yeah.
That's the
For
clue.
anything now.
You've got.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or you could rent them on. Yeah, you suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Or you can ask Callum,
yeah.
obviously. He'll give you
Yeah.
two.
I've got Homecoming, but I haven't got Far From Home.
Yeah, I'll sort you out when the quarantine's over. Don't you worry, son.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have done the watch by then. Like, I'm already on Civil War. I'm nearly finished.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, though, the news has come out that all of the redates have been announced.
Well, they've just shuffled
So-
everything one back, haven't they?
Yes.
They've just pushed
Indeed,
everything.
which has annoyingly knocked a few films into next year. We're only getting one
Yes.
now this year.
Yeah.
If we're
I'd
sorted by
say
that
so.
point.
Isn't it November?
I'd like it's November. Yeah, I'd like
I
to think
think
that's all
we
good
should
by
be
then.
okay by then.
So we're going to have Black Widow and Bond in that month instead.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Two big
very close to.
spy movies.
We got a
Yeah.
lot of films that are nudging close to each other, actually.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because I suppose they don't want to push. Some of them don't want to push into next year because everyone's got films out next year. They don't want to compete with themselves next year.
Yeah.
So they're trying to squeeze it into the end of this year.
Try again this financial year, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. Yeah, anytime before April next year, I suppose, would be.
Yeah.
But still. So yeah, so Black Widow's moved into the Eternal spot. Eternals has moved into the Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings hasn't even finished filming yet. So
No,
those
so
are not there.
but
That
that's
might be
been
pushed
pushed.
back further.
So that's then been pushed back into Doctor Strange 2, which was late next year.
Yeah.
Which is where Love and Thunder was meant to be. And Love and Thunder's been pushed into 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
And that's all the ones they've announced so far.
Black Panther 2 as well.
Yeah, but they haven't.
That's
Have they settled on a
2022.
date on that anyway? So I think that's going to.
It did say 2022 on the list I saw.
Oh, okay, just not a date on it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
But apparently the TV shows are unaffected. They're still going to release those. Apparently.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Apparently we're still getting Falcon and Winter Soldier in August on Disney Plus, and then we're getting WandaVision in December.
That would
Good,
be
yeah.
pretty much done then.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much finished.
I would be pissed if they didn't bring them out because obviously that was the main draw of anyone buying Disney Plus was that they knew that they're paying for a year and in that year they're going to get these shows.
Yeah.
And if they now don't give you those shows, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So they definitely have to try and get them out.
Yeah. From what I've heard, there was some. I think there's reshoots on WandaVision have been cancelled. I think that, but they could pick them up later in the year and still get it out for December. So.
They need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And WandaVision needs to come out before Doctor Strange, no matter what happens, because apparently they're connected in some way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it will definitely be out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think Scarlet Witch is confirmed to appear in the Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So.
Fantastic.
I suppose they can actually call her Scarlet Witch now, can't they?
Sure. I don't know.
Because they couldn't before.
All right.
Oh, what? Because of
the Fox.
Yeah.
What did they?
They just called her Wanda.
Yeah.
They just didn't call her by her name.
Yeah, everyone just called her Scarlet Witch because that's how we know her, right?
Yeah, but in the films they never say those words.
Yeah.
They just call them
by
their name.
Yeah.
But now they can.
Quicksilver, isn't it?
Yeah. Now they can do that because they're allowed.
Do whatever they want, son.
Do what the fuck they want because they own everything.
Stepping away from movies entirely for a moment, just for one moment.
History, let's go.
Let's do history. No, I just want to. I want to ask you three, and I want you to tell the audience how you're all doing, how you're all keeping up, what you've been doing in said quarantine time.
Not a lot. You know the hour of exercise I'm allowed. Not done that. Not really been shopping. I've left the house maybe twice in 2 weeks, maybe, and that was to take the bins out.
Wow.
So I'm in, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm not really fussed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've completed like 5 games. I've watched a lot of TV. I'm really not fussed.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've only left the house once in nearly 3 weeks because I had to self-isolate before the
Yeah, you had a little bit
shutdown
extra.
started
Yeah.
because one of the family members was ill and we were concerned, so we had to self-isolate.
Mm.
So it's 3 weeks now for me, and it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for people who are, struggling with it. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying I'm not.
Indeed.
Really. I mean, I might give it tomorrow. I might go off the deep end and completely break. But as of yet, I'm fine.
That's good.
I have plenty enough stuff to keep me going.
I've just been playing Football Manager.
Yeah.
110 hours.
110 hours.
Yeah.
Is that all in this last couple of weeks?
Yeah, in the last, 2.5 weeks.
How much the percentage of your life, like in the last 2 weeks, is that? Like, 2 weeks is what? So that's 24 times.
Hold on, I
14.
can work this out.
I'll work this out. I don't know if we want to.
I would think we should, Sam, because I think you need help.
Yeah. Nearly 5 days.
Say 2 weeks, yeah?
Yeah, 2 weeks. So 24 times 14.
Yeah,
it's nearly 5 days.
I want to get a number. I want to get the exact. So when we make the intervention banner, we can put it on there.
That's a third of your life, Sam.
A third. A third of your last 2 weeks. And a third of your time is spent sleeping. So only a third of your life have you not been asleep or playing Football Manager.
So what you're saying is, I need to play more.
I think, maybe to fill up that, because you've got that whole extra third you're not using, Sam. You could be winning so many trophies in that extra third that you're not utilising.
That's basically replaced his work.
Yeah.
You could leave this and actually be a Football Manager.
Yeah. Yeah, football might not survive, so let's not get.
Yeah, true enough. David?
Yeah, good. Supposed to have moved house by now, but that hasn't happened. We do own the house though.
Yeah.
So we're in the house, have the keys, could go there, except we can't go outside.
So you have completed.
Yes,
as they say.
Yes, we are complete.
But you are not in.
No.
That's frustrating.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But it is alleviated somewhat by the fact that the bank gave us a...
Yay.
They gave us a payment holiday.
A mortgage holiday, which is...
Yes.
Using the word holiday.
Immediately upon completion, you can apply for a holiday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the way they've called it a holiday.
Yeah, unprecedented. Well, it basically means, like, the loan is still accruing interest.
Yeah.
Which is annoying, but...
Right now, that's a future David problem.
Yeah, well...
Right now, not paying the mortgage and rent is a great situation.
That's a big plus. We're still wanting.
Yeah.
Got one outgoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. I have been outside 3 times.
Oh, careful now.
Yeah, well, I have to go food shopping.
Yeah, okay. So if you count that, maybe I've gone out a few more times.
Oh, will you not count? Oh, okay. And if we're not counting food shopping, I have not left the house.
There we go.
I have left the house once, and that was for a food shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a few food shops. And...
We've done most of our food shopping via Costco, so we've just got big amounts of fucking everything.
Yeah.
Got a massive bag of rice, massive pallet of Fanta, just loads of Fanta cans. We get there's just bags of rolls, bread rolls, but they're sort of like the rejected bread rolls. They're all a bit misshapen and not very nice. The bag of about 60 for like £3.
That's
two of those immediately. I've been eating a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Like a multi-pack of hobnobs. Got loads of hobnobs.
Have any of you done a contact-free takeaway delivery?
I have.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We haven't had to do that yet. We're trying to get through the food we've got first, and then maybe dive into the takeaways.
I desperately bought myself a Papa John's pizza because I thought that they were going to also have to shut down. So the day before I thought they were going to lock down, I bought myself one. And then I found out they weren't indeed shutting down at all. So when I got paid, I bought another one.
So, do you want to explain how the contact-free delivery works, or shall I do it? Because I've also had a Papa John's. It's
on your doorstep. Oh,
yeah.
good for me.
Like an orphanage baby.
They put an empty box on the bottom first for
Oh,
you.
they didn't do that for me, mate. They just
Oh wow!
Oh,
Oh, we've got posh Papa John's, Christ.
They just threw it at your door, just splattered it on the front of the door. I fucking eat it.
it was like knockdown ginger, but with pizza.
I suppose now that most of these takeaway you pay before they even get to your house, it's probably a little bit easier, isn't it?
You have to pay
Yeah.
now, yeah. Before,
Yeah, you can't just hand over some dirty, infected cash.
Yeah.
sadly.
No, so we ordered twice. The first time they put an empty box on the floor and
To
put
protect.
pizzas on top of that. The
Yeah.
second time they balanced it on top of the hedge.
Well, Papa John's up your way. Really, they
They're
care
deep.
for you.
Yeah,
take pride in it.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blimey. Bloody Christ. Well, actually, that leads me to my next point, because Papa John's has been recently sponsored by Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
Hang on, Papa John's is sponsored by Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, probably, probably the other way. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
One way or another. They're
their
sharing.
menus were, their menus advertised Birds of Prey.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and the boxes, pizza box has like Birds of Prey on it and shit. Anyway,
Okay. A film that you can no longer see.
No, you can. I don't know if we can, but they have put it up for streaming early in America. I don't know about here, but in England,
website.
in the UK though, on Amazon Prime, you can now watch The Invisible Man. You can now watch The Hunt. You can now watch Emma. Not that you would want to, David. And there was another film as well, but yeah, they're jumping to obviously the films that had come out, but obviously did really bad sales because no one was going. They've immediately put them onto Amazon Prime, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
but it makes it a lot more easy to.
But also, right? Let's be honest. Even now, even though the gap between cinema release and home release is shorter than it used to be by quite a long way.
Yeah,
still pretty big.
It's still longer than apparently it needs to be, because apparently they can just fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So why do we have to wait ages then? Because they can just go, bam, on, done.
Yeah, it is odd.
I don't want to wait till it's out of the cinema. They all do, but still. Well, some films leave the cinema real quick, and you still have to wait like 2 months before.
Mm-hmm.
But then I suppose people wouldn't go to the cinema; they just wait.
Yeah, it is a hype thing. It's definitely a hype thing.
Yeah,
and I think you still get far more money from a cinema release.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
because
each person's paying, whereas if a household buys the online copy, that's it. That's how many other people could watch it.
It's also a really good way of stopping piracy. If you release it...
Sorry, that's my knee. Real bad issues with my knee at the moment.
That gives you not more of exercise, right?
Yeah, I'm playing up. It just makes noises.
What I was saying, if you just do a cinema release first, it's a lot harder for pirates to get the film out there.
True.
Yeah.
As soon as you do a streaming copy, boom, someone can pirate it from their own home.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Exactly.
Very true.
Some companies are doing them straight to. They're doing to rent, aren't they? But then the rent is going to be like $20 each.
Yeah, so it's like you're going to the cinema.
Yeah. Invisible Man is £15 to rent for 48 hours.
Yeah, which just seems.
Also, once you've watched it, you have to watch it within a certain amount of time. Once you've pressed play.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Indeed.
It will be interesting to see how that plays out. How much money they make from that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to lose money no matter what happens, but I
Mm.
suppose they're trying to offset that as best they can.
Yeah.
Absolutely more. Right, so who actually did see something in March then? Did anyone see anything?
Nope.
No, I saw The Invisible Man at the cinema, but that's a February release. I think we already talked about that.
Yeah, believe we did.
It is worth renting for £14 though. Like, get a few mates.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. Oh, it's so good. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I saw that was an actual March release would have been Misbehaviour, unless Military Wives was. I don't know.
I think that was. It was early March.
We haven't talked about Military Wives yet. So.
Okay. Military Wives.
Those films.
Yeah, Military Wives was. So it's directed by the guy who made the woman who made Full Monty. Who made Full Monty? Is it a bloke or a woman?
I can't remember.
Yeah. So it already gives you an idea of how fundamentally British it is.
Yeah.
It's very indie British filmmaking. And there is a hell of a lot of inconsistencies. There's a hell of a lot wrong with it. The continuity errors are mind-boggling. And I don't usually care for them. It doesn't bother me. But in this, I was like, God, I can't stop seeing them.
Threw you out of it,
Yeah, a little bit. But with all of its shortcomings, it was actually very enjoyable, very emotional at times, and ultimately uplifting. So I can't really say anything bad about it.
That's how they get you those films, don't they?
Yeah.
Poorly made, but they fucking make you happy.
Yeah.
So you're like, I can't hate
it. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what it was. I would say it was a relatively poorly made, more like a TV movie, but it was absolutely fine. I can't really badmouth it that much. And Misbehaviour was a much more expensive looking British film. However, it had still got a lot of the British qualities. Again, very good. I guess the only issue being that they tried to fit too many plot lines into it. So it's about like this Miss World competition that they hosted in the UK in the 70s. But there was also like a feminist movement happening at the same time. So they decided to protest it. So the film follows Keira Knightley, who joins the protest, and it follows Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who is one of the contestants, and it sort of just shows both their stories until ultimately they meet in the middle. But then we follow Bob Hope for an hour, like for 15 minutes at a time, and we follow Rhys Ifans' character for 15 minutes at a time. And I was like, I don't actually care for any of these stories. I only really care about the two main characters and their dynamic.
But they've paid that money for those actors, so they need to use them.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like they also I think they realized they didn't have a complete film, or like they didn't have a long enough film if they just made it about those two characters. So like we need filler, fill it up with a bunch of shit. So ultimately, I didn't really care for it. But Keira Knightley and Gugu Mbatha-Raw, especially Gugu Mbatha-Raw, were both very, very good. So again, maybe watch it.
Maybe watch it, maybe don't. Up to you.
Yeah, do whatever you want with your life.
If you've got time, which you definitely have.
If you've got time, which you definitely have, you should probably be listening to Rap Party.
So. Yeah. Oh, apologies. That was my pancreas. Been playing up recently.
But that's it. Yeah, True History of the Kelly Gang. I think that came out in February. I think we maybe have already talked about that.
Is it the true history of the Kelly Gang?
It literally, the film starts with saying this is not based on a true story, and then not based fades away, and it says True History of the Kelly Gang. So no, it's there's points of the history for sure. Very surrealist at times. It's the guy who made the Macbeth movie with Michael Fassbender, which is a really beautiful, incredibly visual film, and this was no exception. Very similar. But he also made Assassin's Creed, the movie with Michael Fassbender. So we know that he can make a good movie. We know he can make a bad movie. I feel this kind of met somewhere in the middle. Not perfect by any means, but also really beautiful and mostly pretty good.
So like a car crash, like you don't want to. It's sort of beautiful in a weird, sort of horrible way that you can't look away.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite say car crash because that would imply that it's more of a failure than it is. But it's.
I mean, from a visual point of view.
From a visual point of view, absolutely.
It's a really beautiful trash fire.
Yeah, and George Mackay is absolutely fantastic in it as well.
Excellent news.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
That's everything, is it?
Yeah. Except Onward, which The Hunt. That came out.
The Hunt. What did you call me?
Hill of the Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Why do you keep pointing? Are they there? The Hunt there right now. You're pointing at them. Oh, you got a list. Okay.
Yeah. Fun.
I thought I was just. Right, so when you did that, both your hands were blurred out. There we go. Christ.
Yeah. There we go. That's all I have to say.
That's everything, is it?
That's me.
Good. Sam, say something.
Hello. Going back to Disney Plus.
Here we go.
So
here we go.
Many
Strap
years ago. Hold on, I gotta look up on this film. already.
You're not prepared.
I'm out.
David, fill us time.
We got trailer for Rick and Morty. Rest of season.
Oh yes.
Oh, did we? Oh,
the rest of it.
Yeah.
When
the old 5 or the last 5, they called it something weird like that. Good trailer. Excited. May 3rd, we're getting it. I think. So.
Maybe
okay, yeah.
3rd.
Few months out still.
Yeah.
A month.
Friday night dinner.
Like exactly.
Series 6.
May 3rd.
Yeah, so we got April. Wait, what? April and then sorry, a month.
A month.
Yeah. Friday night dinner, series 6 started.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys are watching that.
I haven't started yet, but I'm caught up.
Yeah, it's such a good series.
It is.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's one of those shows where they do so much with so little.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah. You'll have heard about it. If you're listening, highly recommended. It's just more of the same. I can't. You know if you're gonna like it. Look into it. Watch an episode. If you like that episode, watch the other ones.
Sorry, that was my right nipple. Just the right one. Gets a bit excited. These sounds better come out on the recording, otherwise I'm going to sound mental. Right, thank you for filling that time, David. Sam, have you done your research?
Yes.
Go on.
So last year, I thought it was longer. In 2019, Disney made a documentary called Penguins.
Oh, yes, I remember this, Sam. You talked about this for about 4 weeks.
Excited. Yeah, if not longer. And it's finally out. I can finally watch it. It's on Disney Plus. I haven't watched it yet.
No, of course not.
You haven't? What?
I've been playing Football Manager.
You could do both.
I know.
Manager does not require your attention fully.
But now I've been watching the Imagineering story.
I watched that. Oh, it's good.
It is good.
I love me a documentary series about how people build theme parks.
Don't
know what it is. But yeah, because in Disneyland, the sort of creators of all the stuff are called Imagineers. I think Walt Disney coined that phrase. I've only seen the first episode so far, which is basically everything up to Walt Disney dying. So pretty much Disneyland being built, but not Disney World yet. We sort of started on Disney World. Just.
Wow, that does sound.
But yeah,
I have to watch that.
I watch a lot of stuff like that on like YouTube anyway. So this is now just like a high production value, like version of that. So I'm like, I'm in. And they're like an hour and 20 long. They're like film documentaries, not like 40 minutes. So
nice. Wow.
Get teeth into it.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I watched on Disney Plus.
Wow, cool. I'll check that out. I saw also, speaking of penguins, that they released 3 sort of nature documentaries at the same time. One of which was elephants. Rose to fame because it features the voice of our own Meghan Markle. She narrates it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you say our own Meghan Markle?
Yeah, like we own her.
She's from America.
She's in the kitchen with Scarjo. They're
we
constantly
basically
married.
did. Yeah. Meghan Markle's ours now. Fact.
Well, Canada's, I think, technically.
Yeah, I think legally. Legally, she's no one's.
Legally, she is in
her own woman with her own choices.
With Scarjo.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. I haven't watched it. So.
Okay. That must be her first job, like.
Because Meghan Markle voiced it. Is that
the
reason you brought it up?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. It is her first act of, media.
What is she credited as?
Narrator.
No, as in like her name. I mean, is it Meghan Markle or is it Duchess?
It does say Duchess of what is it? Sussex.
Sussex.
Yeah, Duchess of.
It does say that. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
She's still putting it on there. Okay, wrap in.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who do have titles who don't put that in stuff like that. They'll like not put their title.
Wow.
And arguably, she's not even the Duchess of Sussex anymore, or is
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works.
I think they still are.
Yeah. I mean, crediting yourself as that on a documentary, that's kind of shit stirring a bit, isn't it?
That's like, oh, I still am. Don't fucking forget it. And I'm talking about elephants. Fuck you, Elizabeth. So I don't know if their title gets revoked. I think they just don't have. I don't know.
Who knows?
Well,
I don't really care.
I don't care enough to find
No,
out.
Yeah.
do what they want.
I feel like Sam does. I think he's looking out as we
Sam,
speak.
yeah, he's still
What?
currently on
Do you
Google.
want me to look it up?
Not really. I don't care.
No, not relevant information, but in your own time, Sam. Get back to us.
Yeah.
Well, on Wikipedia, she comes up as Megan,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Duchess of Sussex, and we all know how reliable that is.
Yeah, so
There's
There you go,
Meghan
so-
Markle,
accurate.
Duchess of Sussex, born Rachel. Her name's not even Megan. What?
Oh, there,
people
I'll be-
do that.
I'll be down.
It's probably her professional name.
Her
Sam.
middle name's Megan.
Yeah,
Rachel Meghan Markle.
there's a good chance that a Rachel Markle already existed. Therefore, she had to go by Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I for one think that obviously March was a slow, not much happened month. So, is there much more to add to this
There's
episode?
No.
another documentary thing
Oh.
on Netflix
Go
about
on.
tigers.
Oh, the tiger.
Tiger
the
King.
tiger thing.
I watched that.
I got a few in and got very bored very quickly
How?
because they spend a long time talking about stuff they could have covered in about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they spend a whole episode on one thing. I'm like, I didn't need all that. I could have just done with like the condensed version of this. Give me fun and then move on. Like they really stretched it out. It's not a lot of story stretched into a long time.
Right.
My only knowledge of this series are all the memes claiming that somebody
Yeah.
definitely killed their husband.
yeah,
that's-
that's now become a thing.
And it took me a while to link it with the Tiger documentary on Netflix.
Thing is, the same guy, the Tiger Boy, the Tiger Boy, he did Louis Theroux did a documentary on him about 10 years ago. I've seen
Right.
that a couple of times.
What, and Netflix are trying to muscle in on Louis Theroux's...
Well, his one was mainly just about. It was actually about the tigers. It wasn't about.
Oh, so
him.
it was about the subject matter.
Yeah, rather than all this
Classic
ludicrous
Louis
nonsense.
Theroux, that is. Wow.
Yeah.
Classic Theroux.
So his one's about exotic animals and pets, like in America. And this guy, because he's like the biggest owner, was in it, and he was in it, but he wasn't the owner. He wasn't the focal point of it. He was just sort of in it. But yeah, so I sort of knew about it, and then I was like, all this other stuff is it's just Netflix trying to captivate on their true crime audience and be like, oh, they fucking love this shit. We haven't Making a Murderer was the biggest one, and nothing's really got close yet. Let's try and redo it. And they, through marketing, they have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, John.
Interesting. Nah, I
For the support.
I have no idea about this show. I've just
Yeah.
I've just
It's-
seen the memes and I've heard some things.
The
but
subject's relatively interesting, but it's not brilliantly executed.
interesting.
It could have been made much better by someone else in an hour and a half in like
It could
one
have been.
documentary.
Yeah, it could have been edited.
Yeah, it didn't need to be like,
faster.
I think it's like 5-6 episodes. I think it might be
Seven.
more. It did not need to be 7 episodes long. It
No.
really doesn't.
Yeah,
Could have
it's
trimmed a
definitely too
lot
long.
of fat. A whole bunch of it.
Interesting.
And then the Clone Wars final season's
Mm.
out, so yeah, Star Wars. That's good.
How's that?
Yeah, it's still really good.
Is it a worthy finale?
Yeah.
Such confidence. Such confidence. It's done.
It's like, I think, we're like 6 episodes in, and it's just like wrapping up stuff. Yeah, it's 6
Well, that's what you want a finale
episodes
to
in.
do, really, don't you?
The first 4 episodes is one big arc, and then I think these next 4 are another arc, just wrapping some people's stories up, setting up others. And it's done a good job so far.
Is it as good as the Game of Thrones finale?
It's much better. It's much better.
Good.
Well, that conversation, we've come to a natural end, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel so.
So we should
yeah.
wrap up this wrap up.
So to
Oh,
summarize,
Charlie! Fucking hell!
Just that Chandler's the name of his cat. That's not a human being. Hasn't just jumped him. That was an animal. Just in case you're curious.
I also to add, like, this is obviously the beta testing phase of
Yes.
So we don't know if the audio is going to be any good.
It could be shit.
But I think ultimately we're going to probably release it regardless.
Yeah, because what else have we got to do?
Oh, yeah.
And
When have you ever come to Rap Party for quality? Huh?
Exactly. We throw a lot of shit at the wall and some of it sticks.
Remember, quantity, not quality.
I do wonder, is it possible to maybe get like a quiz going over this, or maybe
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could do a quiz
a
over this.
Yeah,
or something.
you know I'll make it work, Alan.
Yeah, David, he's made quizzes work in underground
add, like,
bunkers.
a
Like,
fucking-
he's oh.
visual element to it that only works on split screens or some shit.
Yeah,
And
it'd
it's
be
gonna
like
be
Celebrity Squares. We could do like, yeah. That could work.
Are we putting these up as videos?
I think we might as well.
Because
Video
I
and
mean, that opens up a whole avenue of
Oh,
things.
Yeah, we could have visual, like a picture round.
Visual gags.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen, like
Yeah.
ASAP. Let's
Alright.
do that. Anyone
A$AP
who's watched this video, ASAP Rocky. We're gonna have
I haven't got anything
quiz.
else to do, so
So it'll probably happen tomorrow night then.
It probably cracks out in no time.
It'll probably happen in about an hour.
Yeah.
Just let us know when you want to do it and we'll record it. That'd be sick.
I'll let you know.
Alright.
All right, there's our next one. That's our next episode.
Okay. Right, now we have to, everyone, boys and girls, learn how to stop the recording. So, is there a button? Right. Let's all sign off, shall we?
Yeah.
Fairly well.
Goodbye.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
This was.
Are you done, David?
It was just very weird coming out of the shower, looking at my phone and seeing 20 missed notifications. I casually, like, absentmindedly jump on Skype to see what's going on. Oh, you're in a podcast. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, this was fun.
That's great.
I'm glad we can still do it.
Should I
Absolutely.
press it now?
That's my sign off.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
My cat just did the most crazy thing I've ever seen. Just jump on the side, didn't get it, slid right off. That was fantastic. Looked like the Lion King.
We're never going to see it. Au revoir.
That's it.
Thank you for listening to this episode of whatever we've been doing here at Rap Party HQ. We'd like to thank Sam Sargent for supplying the score. To hear the full tracks and more music of the same ilk, feel free to head to soundcloud.com/Sam Sargent and tell him Rap Party sent you, preferably not at gunpoint. While on the internet, it'd help us out if you liked us on Facebook, followed us on Twitter, and kept an eye out for further episodes. Thanks once again for listening, and that's a wrap.